Alright, so good morning. Going to review 4.3 and 4.4 today. So 4.3 was on parallel and perpendicular lines. So remember that with the slopes, parallel is the same slope and perpendicular is negative reciprocal slope. So just again, if you had 2/3, the perpendicular would be negative 3/2. If you had negative 4, the perpendicular would be positive 1/4. Okay. And then again, just to review slope, change in y over change in x. So the problems that we typically see with the parallel and perpendicular stuff is just to write an equation, and on the parallel and perpendicular, they give you an equation. It'll say write an equation that's parallel to this one and goes through this point, or write an equation that's perpendicular that goes through this point. Okay, so you will have some problems at the beginning that will ask you to determine if the lines are parallel or perpendicular or neither. Does it say neither? No, it just says parallel or perpendicular. So, if you had a problem like this, okay, so change in y from 3 to 6 goes up 3. Change in x from 2 to negative 1 goes down 3. So the slope would be negative 1. If you can divide them, do that. Change in y from 4 to negative 1 goes down 5. From 1 to positive 2 goes up 3. So the two slopes are that. And so we have neither parallel or perpendicular. If they matched, they're the same. If they don't match, they're different. Okay, you'll have a couple problems where it wants to do, or it does do, but it'll have a couple of equations. Are they parallel or perpendicular? So on this one, I know the slope, the top one is 2. On the bottom one, I gotta work the problem out first. So the slopes are the same. So this one would be parallel. Okay, so you'll have some where there's coordinates. You'll have some that are equations. And so if they're not in slope-intercept, you need to make them slope-intercept. And then compare the slopes. You don't just look at the number next to the x. If you did, like, you could think that -4 is the slope, and then you'd say that they're not parallel. But when you work it out, they turn out to be parallel. Okay, and then the other thing you'll do is write an equation. That's the big part. This is the part that's the most important. Okay, so if we had write an equation that's parallel. So I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to do parallel on this side and perpendicular on this side. So remember that way down here, I know my answer is going to be y equals 2x plus, I don't know what the b is going to be, but I know the slopes are the same and the slope is 2. And then perpendicular, I know that it's going to start with -1/2 because we do the negative reciprocal, and then I don't know what the ending is going to be. So I'm going to plug it into y equal mx plus b. The y part is -3. The m is 2. The x is 4. And then I'm going to work it out. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 8 is -11. And then that's what's going to go there. So if I erase that, -11. Okay, so on this side, same, y is -3, but this time the slope is -1/2. X is still 4. So negative and a positive are going to make a negative. Half of 4 is 2. Or you could do 4 divided by 2 is 2. Then add 2. So -1. Okay, so hopefully not too terrible, but you'll have a couple problems of each of those. 2 equations to write parallel, 2 equations to write perpendicular. Alright, and then the scatter plot is the 4 part. And really the only thing, there's a couple where you just read the graph, and I think you guys got that, but the thing that we want to remember is you'll have these points that are just kind of all over the place. Probably not that many, but just wanted to illustrate that, like, there's generally a line that I could draw like that. So this would have positive correlation because the line goes up. If it was the other way around, negative correlation. And if they're just all over the place, no correlation. So for your test on Friday, for scatter plot, you'll just need to be able to identify that. Those should be easy problems that everybody should get right. Okay. So there's only, I think, 3 problems that you're going to do on that side of the worksheet. There's only 4 total. I don't think I had you do the last one. So, all right. Have a great rest of your Monday. Study hard for your test on Friday. Have a great day. See ya.